I was looking at the video files that I made for this, and I saw the first one that was dated was back to March, and that was pretty depressing to me. And I was thinking about how much time I take for each project, and this is not a 5-month project. Today it is done. Might totally ruin this thing. We'll see. Bulky.
So the reason I painted this whole thing yellow is because I painted it with a glossy paint, and after I did that, I repainted it and accidentally used another glossy paint. So at this point in time, I'm pretty much just over it, and it's gonna be glossy ass bridge. So I have a really bad time taking care of any of my brushes. They're all ruined, every single one of them. A lot of the other hobby people I watch too, everything they have is so clean. I mean, it's nicer to watch when it's clean, but is it really real? I feel like this is something that I've always wanted to do, and I always feel too stupid every time I start to do it. I hope that I can eventually get over that. It's pretty rare that I actually try, but usually what ends up happening is I'll film something like this with me kind of talking to myself and doing a project, and then I'll delete it after I listen to it. I feel like doing something like this with a 9 to 5 and trying to do like every day is just so hard. I just feel like I've never given it like a fair shot. I've never put in like the hard work. I don't know. It's a lot of work to make something look just gray. Is it weird that I'm just in here talking to myself? All right, I shut the door. Still feel just as weird. I feel like doing my hobby when I don't feel like doing it, probably bad for some people, but for me, I think it's good. Because I'm lazy. I'm super lazy, and I find ways to talk myself out of doing things. I beat myself up about projects when they're not perfect, and none of them ever are, and none of them are ever even up to my own standards, but I'm always proud when they're done. All right, here we go. Well, let me pick it up for the live action mistake. Yeah, it just hid all of the individually painted squares. Too many bubbles. I don't know what to do about that. Just like too much soap. Oh God. It's a tragedy. I mean, this seems pretty good for the bubbles. Just kind of sop them up a little bit. I should have just used the stinky wash. But it gave better immersion anyways. Just a nice stinky bridge. Poop bridge. Just call it part of the project. So stupid. So going through this process today, I think I figured out why this project is taking me so long. I painted this gray, then I did the bricks, then I did a wash, then I did a dry brush, then I spray painted the whole thing yellow, and then I did the same thing over again, and now I effectively have a worse version of the original. And yeah, it's been painted, what, 3 or 4 times at this point, so yeah, that's why my projects take so long. So at least I've solved that mystery. I mean, it's pretty cool, like from a playable terrain perspective. If somebody sat that down on a table, I'd be like, hell yeah. If I saw that on a YouTube video, I'd be like, wow, that looks like a piece of shit. Like the standards are a lot different. I don't know if I captured all of them on film, but throughout the entire course of making this thing, I think I broke at least 6 of these pillars off. Wow, that does not look good at all. Who would have thought? So I'm starting to learn why I don't generally rush my projects. Okay, I am going to explain myself a little bit. The idea behind the yellow was to make it look like a sandstone bridge. The problem with that was the style of bricks. If this was going to be a believable sandstone bridge, it would need to be like thicker, fatter bricks. These look like traditional, classic bricks that you would see in like a fantasy setting, not like a desert style sandstone bridge. I just didn't really consider that until I painted it. I mean, there's a lot of cool variations in color on this now. It's just it's not like a single piece. It just looks kind of weird at this point, you know? It's just like kind of all over the place. It gives it some weird visual interest, I'll say that. It's not a choice that I would normally make, so I think that's a good thing. So I think I can maybe do some salvaging now just with block and bits of foliage. Tie it all together, glue it on there. Some different colors going, just like I used to drink in school. The good stuff. I think this was actually pretty expensive. Well, I don't think it was like expensive. I think it was a couple of dollars, but I mean, that's probably too much to pay for something you can make for free. But for this quality, making me feel like I didn't just waste, 5 months of my life. That's pretty good. All right, let's see how much this comes off. Yeah, I feel like just putting a deadline on it for me just forced me to do a lot more in a single day than I would. Feeling like I was like obligated to get this done and rush through it. So I made a lot of decisions that I wouldn't have made otherwise, which is probably a good thing because now I'm learning things that maybe I shouldn't do and things that maybe I should do. So pretty cool. Yeah, let's see how quickly I burn myself out doing this stuff.